So I recently bought a cheap cordless chainsaw, a little tiny one from Amazon.fr, for about €25, I think it was, and you get two batteries with it. And it was just me playing around with it just to see how effective it would be. I have actually got a proper petrol chainsaw, but I'm lacking petrol at the moment, so I need to get organised on that. The nearest service station to the house is about 10 kilometres away, and because I've got the car, but I haven't got a tow bar, I haven't got roof rails, I've got no way of carrying the petrol container other than actually within the vehicle itself as and when it's filled up. So I need to get organised on that. It's not ideally you shouldn't be carrying it within the vehicle itself, but I'm now in a position where I don't have what I used to have. Always used to have a truck, or I had a 4x4 or something like that. I haven't got that. So anyway, my little saw, um, very easy to use. And actually, the thing itself came with 4 additional chains, 2 batteries, the chainsaw itself, and a couple of tools just for tightening up the chain as and when needed. So I had to go a couple of branches off earlier, and then chopping them up just to see how long life the battery gets on it. Gives you, I suppose, I don't know, an hour's worth of cutting, depending on how severe you are. You do have to tend to keep stopping and retightening the chain. It just gets slack fairly quickly. But for €25, you can't really moan at that. It's done the job. It's taken quite a few of the other branches down. Obviously, when it comes to the main trees, I'll actually be using the proper chainsaw and ropes and everything else. Obviously, it's worth noting that you should really have proper equipment on if you're going to use any chainsaw, whether it's a little tiny electric one or a petrol one or whatever. You need to have your wits about you when using these sort of as any power tool. You need to have your wits about you and be sensible of what you're doing. So take it bit by bit. Never force the chain. Never force the chainsaw when you're trying to cut through something. It doesn't work that way. You're better just letting it cut at its own speed. And that way, then it's not gonna you're not gonna get caught in the branches, or ping back on you and cause you damage. Um, I have been using chainsaws since about the age of about, I don't know, 21, 22. I got my first chainsaw. Um, and I've cut down lots and lots of trees and stuff in my day. But when I was landscaping in Croydon, I find them lots of things. Like everything, it's a man thing, isn't it? It's a bit like fires, isn't it? Men love fires. Fires and chainsaws. Give a man a fire and a chainsaw, and he's happy as Larry. Um, but with the both of them, you need to exercise caution and watch what you're doing. So never actually had any incidents with chainsaws, thankfully. But I do know a few people that have. Um, so it's always worth noting that if you're not competent, get someone else to do it. Or if you are going to have a go, take it slowly, do little branches to begin with. I worked for a guy in France who was a tree surgeon from the UK. He bought a place in France, and I did a few days working with him. Quite a nice guy. And often he would come up. He mainly worked for Brits, to be honest with you. And he would turn up at people's houses, and he would find like their chainsaw stuck in a tree where they've had a go at trying to chop it down, and the tree settled back on itself, and they just cannot get the chainsaw out. That was more often than not why he was called. People think, it's easy. Anybody can do that. Anybody can chop a tree down. It's a total. There's actually a lot more work to it than you would imagine, and you need to do it in a methodical way, bit by bit, generally. And you need to make sure you're safe. If you're climbing the tree, you need to make sure you're safe, your equipment's safe. Um, and hereby ends my lesson for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and there'll be more soon.